Bitcoin just dropped from $93,656 to $62,683 in 30 days. That's a 33% faceplant. But just like a public pool after someone drops a deuce, the question is, when is it safe to jump back in? March 1st, 93,656. This was Bitcoin's worst month since the FTX collapse. Everyone evacuated the pool the second the code brown alarm hit. Half of its value, gone. Poof. Vanished. One of the gnarliest drops since the FTX disaster. A nightmare of its own. Long-term holders, supposed to have diamond hands, started dumping. Balances fell to multi-year lows. This wasn't a small dip. This was a full-on market evacuation. So what's the big question? What happened? Why did the party turn biohazard? Now the cleanup crew's here and prices bounced a bit. But is it safe to get back in? Or is another surprise lurking below the surface? We're going to break it all down, follow the clues, and figure out what could happen next. Let's dive into the mess and make sense of this epic Bitcoin code brown. Okay, let's rewind the tape and see how this disaster unfolded. On October 10th, over 19 Beer in leverage got nuked as Bitcoin fell from $122,000 to $105,000 within hours. About 1.6 million accounts, mostly retail, got liquidated. Like a lifeguard whistle. Everyone rushes out at once. The wave they create makes it worse. Fed hawkish comments around March 12th lined up with the 84K zone. Regulatory pressure amped the fear. Since DEC 2025, 14B exited stablecoins, less buying power for BTC. BTC futures open interest shed 45% of peak leverage since October. US ETFs that bought 46K BTC last year turned net sellers. Breaking below $70,000 accelerated a sell-off that erased 2T plus from crypto market cap. Too much leverage, auto closes, forced sells, a death spiral feeding on itself. Everyone tried to leave the pool at once. Bigger splash, worse sell-off. That's a full-blown code brown. Every epic crash has to find a bottom, when selling exhausts and price stops dropping. For this code brown, that level was around $66,000 in early February 2026. Buyers drew a line in the sand. No further. Stable, but not healthy. Volume low. Price hovering without conviction. Not an emergency anymore, but water still cloudy. A cautious bounce began. A dip towards 60K threatened liquidations near the 200-week moving average just above 58K, but it held, bouncing back above 65K. Big win for the bulls. One day plunged 13%. About $700 in leverage wiped in hours, but price recovered. Open interest fell 45% from October peaks, the filter finally cleaning contaminants. From the bottom at 62,683, price recovered toward the 7,542, then cooled to $68,140 by March 30. Trading volume normalized, volatility started to settle. Like pool staff shocking water and testing pH, Bitcoin needed time to flush weak hands and rebalance. It found support in the 66K, 70K range. Sentiment was still shaky, but the worst panic eased. Odds shifted toward stabilization, not euphoria. Cleaner than weeks ago, but fragile. The cleanup was messy and still ongoing. 3 signs the pool is clean. 1. Price holding above 66K support. 2. Volume normalizing. 3. No new macro disasters. Prices holding inside a 66K, 71K stability zone. Trading above support builds a foundation. To really flip bias, we need breaks and holds above major resistance with volume. We want fear and greed climbing out of extreme fear. Stablecoin flows turning positive. Fresh liquidity. Open interest rising slowly is healthy. Not another over-leveraged rocket. Right now, we have some recovery signals, but not a full green board. But watch for Fed meetings, regulation headlines, and a break below 66K. Code Brown Round 2. It's safer than it was, but still a time for caution. Two very clear paths from here. If we clear 75K with volume, next resistance 84K, and then a moon mission back to 90K plus. If we break 66K, likely retest 62K or lower. Below 60K risks a liquidation cascade toward the 200-week near 58K. Dollar cost averaging beats panic buying. Watch key Fed dates and macro headlines. Break above 85K Oz is a green light. Below 60K Oz, giant red flag. Did you buy the dip at 62K or panic sell? Drop your trade in the comments. Smash subscribe if you want Bitcoin breakdowns without the BS. Next video. Altcoins that survived the crash.